This is our first spring edition of NE10 Now, the podcast. We are officially in spring sports season. We are talking women's lacrosse, and we go down to Pace and talk with the reigning player of the year across the country and the reigning midfielder of the year as well. Angelina Porcello joins us. Congratulations on the success to this point, and again, a great start here in 2024.
Thank you so much.
What is it like to have the target on your back as the defending national champion?
It's definitely very different from last year. Last year, our mindset was, okay, we have to chase to the top, kind of climb the ladder. Now everyone's chasing us, and it's definitely different, but we still have people who doubted us from the beginning. So our saying, I don't know if people know about it, but it's why not us? So we were thinking about changing it, but we still had people who did doubt us based off the people we lost last year and just thinking that we can't repeat it. So we decided to keep it. And my coach actually thought of something in one of an interview she did. She said, why not twice? Which I think is a pretty good saying. But it's definitely different from last year, but it's still the same goals and same steps to get there. So.
What is different from last year, and what is it like rebuilding and retooling a lineup when you come off a national championship where I'm sure you guys expect, hey, let's go repeat, and certainly on the outside, you guys are number one in the country, so people expect that of you too.
hmm Yep, so we did lose some key players, a lot of offense. We have most of our defense this year still there, which is one of our strong suits. But we do have a lot of people who have stepped up so far this year, and I think we've been planning that from the beginning when they came here. They knew that that was going to happen, and yeah, I think it's definitely different this year, but it's a totally different team, and some people could look at that as a bad thing, but I think it's definitely room for a different experience and a different way to get to the same spot we ended last year.
Tell me about why not us, and obviously now in hindsight, like that was correct. But when you came up with that saying last year, what was it about Pace Women's Lacrosse that you looked at yourselves and said, why not us? We can do this.
Yeah, well, we've always been doubted, we feel like, and we've never made it to the final four, or we've never even made it in the NCAA tournament. Because we always had we've always been right there. That's the problem. And we've always been doubted each year, but last year everyone said this is our year. But no one else, that was us saying that no one else ever believed it. And we were placed, I think, 13th or 12th, something like that. And we came in hot in the beginning of the season. We started beating people by 10 or more. And we were kind of surprised ourselves, but we knew it was going to happen. And it just kept going and going and going. And we made it as far as we did. And we kept climbing that ladder. So that was basically why not us? Why not us? It was just like no one ever believed it could be us. So why not?
Take me back to Indianapolis. I would say, what did you think when the clock struck zero and you were a national champion? But also, you guys jumped out to a 13-0 lead. So I feel like for a lot of that game, you're thinking to yourself, like, oh my God, this is going to happen. Do you remember the first thought you had in your mind when it clicked? Our team's about to win a national championship.
Yeah, I think it was definitely disbelief. We went in not really knowing what to expect. We never played this team ever, Westchester, and we knew they were a great team. They were undefeated. They were playing for something bigger than themselves. They were a great team. And I just think every single game, every single practice from the beginning, from even fall ball, we worked so hard to get to that moment. We knew we weren't losing. We just knew everything was for a reason. And we did Florida Southern. We played them, beat them by a bunch. That was an answer back, right? Our redemption from losing back when we lost to them when we played them in Florida earlier in the season. We did that. That gave us some confidence. Went to that into that game with full confidence, guns blazing, and we had that lead. And I think from the end of first quarter, second quarter, we kind of knew we had it. It was still disbelief. I would go to my friends and I'm like, I can't believe it. I can't believe we're winning by this much right now. And we just decided like we're not stepping off the gas pedal now. So, and we just went with it.
What's it like to be a national champion? Like, what were those first few days? Did it come up in every conversation that you had? Walk me through what it's like.
I think every day for like the next month after that, we were like, wait, we actually won the national championship. Like all of us, we would text about it when we went home, obviously, for the summer. And we were texting our group chats, our whole group meeting with the whole team coaches. And like, do you remember when we won the national championship? Like it was still just disbelief the whole entire time. But obviously, we worked so hard for it, and that was our goal from the beginning of the season. But just being there and like actually seeing all that work and sacrifice pay off is just like incredible.
How was the White House?
That was an amazing, amazing experience. It was on the front lawn. I've never been there before. Most of my teammates, I don't think, have ever been there either, with all the national champions there. It was just an incredible experience that just to say you've been there in general is an amazing thing to have for the rest of your life. So
Did you take like a napkin that said like the White House on it, or
100%. I think everyone stole a napkin from there. And probably a piece of grass on the floor as well. So
tell me about you a little bit. When did you start playing lacrosse?
I started playing in third grade, I believe.
What would third grade you think about the fact that here you are as the national player of the year in your college career?
I honestly wouldn't even know what I'm talking about. I would have no idea. I just obviously always played for fun and just a thing to do to stay active. I never thought I would go and play in college in general. I don't think I had that idea until I hit high school. But I guess I would be pretty proud of myself.
When did you realize that that was a thing and that this was your thing, that you were good at it?
Well, I always played with, well, Eastchester, where I'm from, is a very small town. So there lacrosse wasn't a huge thing either, but we did have our rec and clubs and everything. So me and like I had one of my best friends and a few other people in my grade that were playing. We would always play with the older girls because there wasn't a bunch of teams and a bunch of coaches to hold all those different teams for different grades. So we would always play with the girls above us. And I think that's what really held up my game. And all the coaches I had were incredible and taught me everything I know. My dad always pushed me to be the hardest worker in general in all the sports I played. So I guess I would say maybe middle school, I realized I started to be pretty good, but yeah, and then went from there.
What's your major at Pace?
Education,
Oh,
childhood.
why do you want to be a teacher?
I've just always wanted to be from when I was a little girl. Teaching just has always been something I was passionate about, and I just want to have an influence on younger children and be that person that I had when I was a little girl. So,
Let's talk about that exact thing because not only are you playing lacrosse this season, but you're also doing that right now.
yes.
Walk me through your student teaching experience.
Yeah, it's every day. So no pay, just student teaching like an internship. It is tough waking up every day, especially when we have games on during the week, having to do a wake up 6 o'clock, then going to work the whole day on your feet, then come back, either practice or have a game is kind of difficult, but it's definitely an amazing experience for me to just like becoming a teacher. I'm learning so much from my mentor teacher, who's an amazing person, and I learned so much from. And just being able to kind of relate to the students too, because I'm younger and I'm in like a fifth grade classroom, so they're only 10 years younger than me. So it's a cool experience. They're so funny, and I love going every day. So it's really great. I love it.
Do you want to give a shout out to your class at the moment?
Yeah. Mr. Singh's class at Kensico School. You guys rock. I love you guys.
What are you learning right now? What are you teaching?
I'm teaching math and science right now. Fractions, dividing fractions specifically. And then we're learning about the Earth atmosphere. So
How much did you have to relearn those things?
the science parts, I definitely had to reteach myself for sure. I definitely did.
What's been fun about that experience? And I know you talked about being able to impact people. What have you learned about being able to impact children and working in early childhood education.
Yeah, just one example would be they're in a March Madness reading competition. So every class goes against each other. It's all the classes in the school, third to fifth grade, and they go against each other. It starts with however many they have. My class is down to the championship, and I noticed myself bringing in my inner athletics and coaching. And I just said, like, everything you're doing now won't matter if you don't continue this throughout the whole time, right? So I'm trying to explain to them, don't let up now because all the hard work isn't going to matter at the end, right? And you just got to keep going. So I thought back to myself, I'm like, wow, I feel like I'm coaching a sport right now, but I'm noticing that everything from sports and all the characteristics and everything can lead to everything else in the world. So everyday life.
Angelina, congratulations on the success that you've had. Best of luck here as you guys dig into the depths of the season.
Thank you so much.